Oh, so here we go. Hello, people. What's going on, Facebook world? What's going on? First of all, happy Valentine's Day. And I wanted to make sure that I share with you today a valuable lesson that my 4-year-old daughter, showed me that had made me thinking, Lee, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? You got away from different stuff. And my 4-year-old daughter is the one that brought me back to where I needed to be. And that's why I love me some little children, right? She gave me this. So, welcome. My name is Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper. And I am glad you are spending just a little bit of time with me on Valentine's Day and a couple days after. So, I'm excited. So happy Valentine's Day to you. But let me tell you this quick story about my little girl. Okay, so I have 2 little babies. I call them my babies. They're actually older. They're not, infants anymore. But one of them is 4 years old, right? So my 4-year-old Ava, if you know her, she walks up to me and she goes, "Hey, Daddy, I want to give you something." She said, "Here you go. Happy Valentine's Day." And I was like, "Aw, thank you, little Ava. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too." So the card that she gave me, I said, let me go ahead and look at the card. So I flipped the card over and I said, Ava, what does it say?" And my daughter looked at me and she said, "Daddy, I don't know what it says. I can't read." So my 4-year-old daughter looked at me and said, "Daddy, I don't know what this says. I can't read." And I was like, "Oh, that's so funny to me." And this is why. Because if you talk to my little girl, okay, Ava will crack jokes. Ava will smile. Ava will laugh. Ava will tell you a story. Ava will sing a song. Ava, knows how to get dressed. Ava knows how to get water out the refrigerator. But she said, "Daddy, I can't read." And what made me realize, so this was my epiphany. This is what I want to talk to you about today. Even though she had some characteristics of an older child, right? She can talk, she can walk, she can dress herself, she can laugh, she can play. There are still some fundamental things that Ava wasn't able to do. So I started thinking, I said, you know what? I work with a lot of business owners. And I got some business owners, and they got the website, they have the cards, they have the presentation, they have thank you. They have all these other things, but they were missing some of the fundamental stuff, right? So if that's you, or if you're wondering, okay, Lee, tell me what are some of the fundamentals that maybe I should have, I'm going to do that for you right now. Is that okay? I hope so. Because we got a lot of people that are doing business every day. They're grinding, they're going, but some of the fundamentals they aren't able to read, Not that you can't read. There's some fundamentals that you may be missing. So what are some of these fundamentals? I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you where I get it from. This book here. So I've become a reader. I'm trying to read more and more. And this book was recommended to me from a friend. So I went and I started reading it. And on page 118, 118, I want to show you, I made it all the way to 118, I have a lot of books, where I'm on page 27, 28, but this book really got my attention, so I'm about halfway through at 118 in the data component. And he mentioned having KPIs, having your KPIs. This is grown, these are business fundamentals that many people aren't using, that many people don't have. the business looks good on the outside, the website looks good, the presentation looks good, etc. But there are key performance indicators of a healthy business that are not being tracked, are not being measured. Because what you focus on grows, right? What you focus on changes, it grows, right? So I've started doing it in my business because it's like, you know what? I know this stuff. When I went to business school, they taught me this stuff, right? You don't graduate with your master's without learning, hey, you need to have KPIs. But somewhere along the way, I got so into just the doing that I wasn't measuring stuff. So what are some of the things we need to measure? You know what? I'm going to help you out. I got my little thing, my whiteboard here. What are some of the things you need to measure? What are some of these key performance indicators? And I probably shouldn't have wrote it so big because I got to do stuff under it, right? Hopefully it'll be correct in the recording, right? So first thing you want to look at is your sales numbers, right? Your sales revenue, right? So one question I ask people is, hey, how much money are you trying to make, right? Because that's an important metric. If you focus on something, it can grow. So how much are you trying to make? And you know what people tell me? They'll say, hey, I want to make X amount a year. All right, cool. You want to make X amount a year. So I say, how much is that a month? Then they have to do the calculation, and then I say, well, how much is that a week? Then they do the calculation. And then I say, well, how much is that a day? And then they do the calculation. And for me, it wasn't until I pulled it all the way down to today, to how much I need to make a day, then it really get real to me, right? So if I'm sleeping in, if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it's like, hey, I haven't hit what I need to hit per day, it's going to put me off track so I don't reach my yearly goal, right? So I need to start tracking daily. So daily, break it all the way down to daily. And let me give you something. On daily, don't break the number down by 30, okay? Because people are like, oh, I have to make X amount a day. So I take my yearly and I divide it by 12, and I take my monthly and I divide it by I take my yearly. Hold on. I take my yearly and divide it by 365 to get the daily. No. I usually take my monthly and I divide it by 20. Okay? Because your productivity on Saturday and Sunday is really not the same, right? So don't include it in getting your daily figure, because that's you don't really work 30 days a month, right? Most people. And if you do work 30 days a month, your productivity is not the same on the weekends. It just is what it is, right? So you take your daily, but use the daily instead of 30, go ahead and use the daily for 20, okay? So that's tip number one. Your KPI needs to include your sales revenue, right? What's the next number that I should be tracking? So sales is really, I have to talk to prospects, right? Now you might be saying, hey Lee, I'm talking to my prospects. Well, what does prospect looks like when it goes online? Prospect could be how many new subscribers you got to your email list this week, right? Or how many subscribers you got. I like to break stuff down monthly, weekly, daily, right? Now, because I'm not moving, there's not 20,000 people joining my email list a day, usually that daily one is kind of, it's not very encouraging. But whatever number you focus on grows. So start looking at that monthly, how many new subscribers. And this is why you got to keep track of this. Because, well, there's a couple reasons. One reason is you need to know if you're getting new blood into your marketing campaign. If you get new blood into your business, right? If that number of new prospects isn't growing, then it's an indicator that maybe you need to make sure you're focusing on getting new people into the system, right? So You got your sales numbers. You got your prospecting numbers, right? Daily, weekly. When you have everything connected, it is what it is. So anyway, so the next number, to make sure that you're running your business properly, you got your sales revenue, you got your prospect information, how many people are being added to your email list on a weekly, monthly basis. Why? Because these are your prospects. Now, the other number I like to use is contacts. Now, when I say contacts, I'm not talking about the size of your database, because that was in the prospecting numbers, right? Contacts is how many times are you contacting these people, your prospects, or how many times are you contacting those that are on your list or on your database? So here are my thoughts on that. At a minimum, your contacts should be, so if you're just getting started or whatever, I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. At a minimum, your contacts needs to be 24 a month. You should contact them 24 times a month. That's at least one monthly communication and one bi-weekly communication. So if you're not communicating with them at least 24 times a month, then it's going to be hard to hit that revenue number, right? You got to be really good at hitting that revenue number if you're only contacting people 24 times a month. Hope that makes sense, right? Now, that's the low end. That is the low. I don't know a symbol for low. Okay, so that's the low end, right? So me personally, well, the high end, I think is about roughly about 750 plus. Okay, the high end is 750, and high end for my frame of reference. There's some people. Oh, good question, Elena. Yes, I am talking about a year. So these are contacts over a year. So contacts over a year. So 12 would really only be monthly, right? 12 is monthly. Yeah. So I recommend at least 24 times a year, because that gives them at least twice a month, right? Now, the 750, right? Some people are like, 750, get loud. Well, 750, that puts you, about twice a day, right? Now, there are those that are doing twice a day, but here is let me tell you where I like to be. And then we'll go to, if 70 plus is the high end and 24 is the low end, I like to be at about 300. Okay? I like to be at 300. But let me explain. Because whenever I tell people this, I have to, 24 times a year is a low number, right? That's one email for the month and one email, every 2 weeks, essentially, right? But I like to be 300. But now this is where, because people are like, 300, Lee, are you emailing people every day? Just about every day? No. So this is 300 contacts. 300 contacts. So what does that look like? 300 contacts can look like, well, you use multiple media, right? So if I'm doing a Facebook Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? So already we're at 24, right? Well, no. Yeah, we're at 24 times a month, right? So wait, Tuesday, hold on. I got to pull up my cheat sheet. I apologize. My point is, this is my point. You don't just do one medium. So to get to your 300, emailing every day will get you to 300, but you'll probably burn out your list. Okay? So what are ways that you can contact? Yes, email is one, right? Your Facebook Lives. Facebook Lives is another one, right? Phone calls is another one, right? The in-person meetings, in person, is another one. So how many times are you contacting your marketplace, right? Is it 24? Because all you're sending is an email once a month? And think about this. Now, if you're using Twitter, then you're up in the 700s. You know, you're in the thousands because Twitter, people post like 12 Twitter updates a day, right? On social media, you know, if you're posting, Taria Hodge is the one that I go to for that type of information, and David. David Simons. There you go. These are the two that I go to for that. But you can easily, once you put it on paper, you can easily see how you get to the 300. One thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull up, because I wrote out how I'm going to get to 300. Would you like to see how I'm going to get to 300? If you'd like to see how I'm going to get to 300 without killing myself, I will show you, right? So 300, come on, Evernote. Where's my 300 marketing plan? Uh-oh. I may have to send it in an email. Where is it? The 300. I called it 300. Uh-oh. 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 Yeah, exactly. Let's go for 300. And I wrote it down. I wrote my campaign down. And now I cannot find it. I apologize. That might have to be the next one. The 300. The 300. I cannot believe it. I'm ill prepared for today's meeting, teacher. I apologize. And come on. Weekly task, marketing assessment, the 300. All right, I'm not gonna keep. What? As soon as I hang up or as soon as I end it, it's gonna be like, there it is, right there, Lee. But anyway, when you break it down, it's not very difficult. Usually I say a monthly newsletter. So right, so we got monthly. So that's 12. Within two, if you do if you do 3 sequence emails, right? So then a month, so that's 6. You know what? Message me. I know, right? I hate this when this happens. I feel like I gotta find it now because I'm committed to it and I'm not a quitter. 300 touch marketing. All right. Right. Winners don't quit. They sit here and they feverishly look for it until they find it. And they fail miserably. I know. I want to know now too. Oh my goodness. What else could I search by? I mean, 300 touch. 300 touch. Maybe it ended up being like 360. So maybe that's why. Because let me just say 3. I'm a loser. I know. But it's Valentine's Day, so you gotta love me today. Right? You can't be too mad. Like, you know what? He dropped the ball, but I still love that dude because he teach some good stuff. Okay. Hey, message me. Send me a message if you want it, and I will definitely send it out to you because it's going to... Oh, marketing plan? No. 12-step. You know what? Touch. I called it the 300 touch. And I'm gonna keep going. I know. That's what it is. It's 200. See, I was typing the wrong number. All right, so you want to see my 200 touch marketing plan real quick? Okay. Oh, we are waiting. Okay, so 200 touch marketing plan. I broke it out for me, and this is how it works. So 52, right? So that's a weekly email, right? So a weekly email will give you 52 emails, okay? And a weekly email is pretty much, hey, here's what's going on in my business this week, or here's what's on the news. Like today, if you haven't done it yet, send out a Valentine's Day one, right? Because then you can knock out your weekly one. Now, 36, 3-part campaign, right? So if you do, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it and still doing it wrong. So if you do 12 3-part campaigns, that's going to give you 36, right? But what it does, it gives you 12 campaigns that you're promoting to the list, right? That's right. Winners don't quit. When you don't quit, you find it. So the other thing that I'm implementing is I'm doing 12. I got this idea from a guy Kevin Donlin, right? And he calls it a one-page newsletter. So what I've been doing is I mail out to my customers, right? I want to mail out a printed sheet of paper, kind of like my newsletter, but it's like a letter, right? So it's really only one page front and back that I mail out to them. So right now, that's how I stay in contact with the people. They've already given me money, right? So can I, put 30 cents, 44 cents in the mail to send them a letter once a month? Yes, I can, right? So that's 12 print newsletters. And it's a newsletter because it's a letter, right? Because I'm reading to my customers. The other one is, so check this out. I wrote it down. It was 24 videos, right? Now, 24 videos. What are those? Oh, I know what those are. Those are my Tuesday, Thursday live trainings. Oh, hey Lee, why are you doing so much? Because I got to get 24 in a month, right? The other thing that we're launching this year, I got the domain and everything, is audio. It's like a podcast, right? So I put podcast or blog, right? So sometimes I'll record something, sometimes I'll write something, but that's 24, right? So that's 24, and these are like content, either audio or blog. And you're like, dang, Lee, you're working. Well, because I have my revenue goals, there's a certain amount of contacts I need to make with my prospects. Does that make sense? So we talked at the beginning, your KPIs, your sales revenue, break it down per day. Now, how many contacts do I need to make? For me, I'm thinking if I make 200, I should be getting pretty close, right? And my social media posts, so this is a big one. So for me, my social media post is, I have 52. Because really, on social media right now, I'm posting maybe once a week. But I can commit to once a week. Now, some of you like the Keisha and Taria and different ones, your social media, right, might be 104, right? Because maybe you're posting 2 times a week or 7 times a week, then it'll be more than 104. But those type of things for your social media posting. Me, I prefer doing video and talking. But I said once a week, I can send a social media post. And sometimes what I do is on my email, I say, hey, I just posted something on social media. Because I got to have something to talk about in my emails. All right. Now, the other piece, and if this is kind of, this may not be as pretty as it looks on my sheet. So if you want it, message me and I can shoot it out to you. But the other thing is 4 reactivations, right? So, and reactivation is really, I send 2 emails to people that haven't opened up emails on my list, right? But I only send it quarterly, right? And pretty much it says, like, if they've gone 30, and if you got Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign or, different things, you can say, hey, if somebody hasn't opened my email in 90 days, then I put them in the reactivation one. And the reactivation one says, hey, either I call them, right? I get a notification that says, hey, call out to this person. So if it's let me clarify. If it's a customer that I haven't heard from in 4 months, hey, just checking on you, right? Actually, this week it popped up, so I called them, hey, man, just checking on you, hadn't heard from you in a little bit, want to see what you're up to. The guy say, hey, actually, Lee, I need ABCD. What did I do? Reactivated them, and I only do it 4 times a year. Some people do it more. I do it 4 times a year because it's a touch point, right? And I can't call everybody every day. So 4 times a year for some of those higher dollar, it is what it is. And then the other 8 is the affiliate, right? So there's some things that I do as far as for an affiliate. Usually my stuff is like tech tools and that type of stuff. Or, you may see something from a conference. But when I add them together, I got the 52, the 52, the 36, the 12, the 24, the 24, the 4, and the 8. Now, this is over the course of a year. All right? Let me tell you where people where they drop the ball. They say, you know what? I'm going to do 200 in the first quarter. Right? I know myself. I say, you know what? Here is what I need to do weekly. Here is what I need to do monthly. Here is what I need to do once a month. Here is what I need to do quarterly. And the affiliate stuff, I just kind of fill it in. Right? That's how I get to 200. Right? But this is pretty much in your KPIs. This is the contact piece. So at the end of the year, I can look and say, hey, did I touch him 200 times? If not, that could explain some stuff. Or as I'm going through, if I cut it in half, by May, I should have had 100 contacts, right? 100 different contacts with my list and etc. Now I can say, am I behind? Am I falling off? The other part of it is, let's say I'm not hitting my numbers. Guess what I can do? I can increase the intensity of my contacting, right? So all this goes back to the KPI conversation that we had. Hopefully that's been helpful. Hopefully that's been valuable to you. And I think that's about it for it. I'm tired. I found myself though. So I apologize. I don't do 300. 300 is a lot. I need 200. And then I'll evaluate. So next year, if I have to up it to 400 because I doubled my revenue goal or because I'm trying to do things differently, or whatever. So that's kind of the plan. So to recap real quick, because my good buddy and speech coach Del Toro says, tell him what you're going to tell him what you told him, then tell him what you told him again. See, I got to go back through Crush the Stage. But the long and short of it is this. The 200 touch is my plan. Okay? Your plan can be your plan, but here is what you need to be tracking, right? The number of new subscribers, right? The number of contacts and the sales opportunities. Okay? If you start tracking how many subscribers you're getting on a weekly, daily, monthly, you'll start saying, man, it's been about 2 months since I got some more subscribers in. Now you know where to focus your business. Or, hey, it's been a while since I contacted my list. Oh, now I know where to focus my business. Because in those contacts is where you're making those sales opportunities, right? Because if you got, and in the sales world, right? In the sales world, prospects, presentations, prospects, leads, and presentations. See what I'm saying? It's the same thing. We're using it online. All right. I hope you like this video. My name's Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper. And if you missed the intro, happy Valentine's Day. My little daughter gave this to me, and she said, I said, hey, what does it say? She said, I can't read it, Daddy. And a lot of times our business looks good. We walk, we talk, we act like we're grown, but we haven't done the fundamental things. Okay? We haven't done the fundamental things. And so we're 4 years old, and it shows. All right? My name's Lee Fuller, a.k.a. the Funnel Helper. And if you're in the Tampa Bay area and you're trying to get your website up in 2 days, go over to websiteintodays.com. Actually, I just finished a little video. I thought it was kind of cute. If you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. And if I end up following you around the internet because it's retargeted, your boy doing his job. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, are there any questions? I see a couple people jumped on. Any questions before I hang up? Because I got some stuff to do. But any questions? You're very welcome, Elena. You're very welcome. Anytime. Okay. All right. Thank you, Nikisha. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the good time. What's up, Anthony Abrams? How you doing, bro? Hope everything's good. That's fine. I will take a look and send out, if you want the marketing one, because I know I hurt your brain, then inbox me and we'll take care of that. No problem. Get it now before it goes behind a opt-in form, because I measure my subscribers every day. All right, I'm having too much fun. I gotta get out of here because tonight's Valentine's Day and I gotta get ready. I got a date. Ha ha! Bam! Talk to y'all later. Bye.